Hi everyone, this is Crystal and I am off to Shambhala here on YouTube, and this video is about free or near free, very inexpensive, very easy way for you to start keeping track of your eBay expenses and income, and to see if you're really making money. This is the basics, and also it's a way for you to keep track of things that you can deduct at the end of the year. So it's another way for you to be prepared to go to your accountant and have him do your taxes, or maybe you do your own taxes and this will help with you too, and you already know. But I suppose if you're already comfortable doing your own taxes, you might already have something in place, but I don't know, maybe you'll glean something from this. But let me show you. So this is what I use. I just use this old-fashioned tried and true weekly bookkeeping spiral ledger, and this one happens to be an Adams brand, and the Dome brand actually seems to be more readily available. So if you're looking for, if you're looking on eBay to see if anybody's got these listed, or on Amazon or something, you could type in the Adams brand or the Dome brand. I did find a lot of Dome brands, but I actually really like this Adams one. I've used the Dome and I really like this one. But, maybe it's just because I'm used to it for now. Oh, and then the other thing that's nice about these is if you're totally new to accounting, it has like these sample directions, and it really, it's so simple. All you need to, maybe you don't know what gross revenue is, maybe you don't know what net revenue is, maybe you don't know what COGS are. Those are easy to find out, and that's pretty much the only thing that you might not know that you need to know, and you'll find out very quickly. But all of this is very straightforward information. Now let's just go straight over to, so anyways, like I said, if you don't, once you get one of these books, it has directions for it, and you can easily figure it out. And frankly, I think it's a lot easier than figuring out some of those online techie things. And also, I think if you're new to bookkeeping and you start with something like this, and then you graduate to something online, I think you're going to have a better understanding of what it is they're doing there and why. I would think. Anyways, I don't know, because I've barely used any of the online programs, and I'm not really up on accounting, but I find this very easy, and I am not that smart, you guys, and this is easy. Okay, so okay, so this is my, did I want to do this week? I'm sorry. Yeah, this is my last week that I've logged in, September 8th through September 14th. So this is where I am at right now. I am showing you guys everything. But maybe you're doing way better than me, or maybe you're not keeping track and you think you're doing better than me, but you're probably doing about the same as me. I don't know. But I probably, if I hadn't been keeping my books, I'm sure I would have thought I was doing a lot better than I am. And so this is really going to, knowing where I'm at with my finances this way, it's going to really help me be a better business person in the future and make better decisions for my business, and, decide how I'm going to spend my money. But anyways, so that's probably the main reason why you want to do this. And then the second main reason that's probably equally as important is for your taxes, obviously. Okay, so typically what I like to do when I get started is I go in here and I fill in how much money I brought in every day. And then you just go down, and if you had any returns, you would fill those in. And so then you have your new totals, and COGS, that's cost of goods sold, that's your inventory. So if you're going to thrift stores and garage sales or wherever you get your items, that's where those this is the area for those expenses. Gross profit, then that would be your gross profit minus that. And then total expenses, that would be like your shipping fees, any office supplies or shipping supplies that you may have purchased. If you're keeping track of your gas, that would be included in there. If you're doing contributions, that would be included in there. And I always do my PayPal fees every week because we're given those automatically. eBay fees and eBay store subscription costs, whenever they bill me for those, then that goes in for that week, and that week I usually don't profit. So, but if I profit at the end of the month, then I'm happy. So this week my pre-tax profit was $91.89, as you can see. And then over on this column, these are my year-to-dates. So for every week I do this, and then I add this number to whatever the profit was from last week, the total, and then that's my new total. So this week I landed at $817.94. My goal for this month is to profit $700. And so down here I just keep a running tally of what I've done. So last week I profited $150. This week I profited $91.95. So right now I'm at $242. So I don't know if I'm going to hit that, but you know, you got to have goals. Okay, and then over here is where you do your itemized expenses. So I usually start with this area and put all my expenses in, and then sometimes you have to like add and subtract some numbers and combine some numbers to get them to work over here. And in some of my other videos, I am going to show you in more detail using screensaver videos or screenshot videos. I can't remember what they're called. I finally figured out how to screen share. That's what it is. So in some of my other videos, I'm going to be screen sharing what I do. And one of the things I'm going to show you real quick is that I go over to PayPal and I print out my payments sent. I don't know if you can see that right there. That says payments sent for the week. And there's a field you go into and you say, okay, such and such, between such and such date and such date, I want all my payments sent. And then they give you this, and I print it out because then I write on it, and I don't like to go back from screen to screen. It's just easier for me to have a piece of paper to look on. Plus, I keep this as a hard copy in a file. So at the end of the year, these are my tax records, my hard copy tax records that I save. And again, if I ever get audited or whatever, I don't know how long PayPal saves their information, but I mean, it's all in PayPal. So that's where this information is stored online or in a cloud type of a situation. But yeah, I do want to eventually have all this stuff in the computer as well. Just right now, this is what I'm doing because it's easy and quick and free. And so then here you can see almost everything was shipping except for these areas that I circled. And I'll talk more about that later. And so then that helps me to fill in these areas over here. And then I also have one that I'm not going to show you because it has people's names on it for payments received, and that's what I use to calculate this, and I will be doing a screen share with more detailed information about how I do that for those of you that might not be sure of how to get this information. And then I did have, this was that refund. You also want to, there's like 3 or 4 different areas that I look at, fields or whatever that I look at in PayPal that I usually have information in. And like this one I had a refund, and that one I actually logged in over here because it wasn't a return item. It was a shipping refund. So that changed my total shipping for the week. And then if I have any receipts, I attach them here. Like this week I didn't purchase any inventory, but I did contribute $8 to Teen Challenge International. And so I am marking that down as a business expense, and so I attach that receipt here with this week. So if I ever get audited or I just need to figure out what's going on, you know, this, my hard copy receipts, and records, these correspond with the book. So I feel like this is a really neat and tidy, free, and relatively quick way to keep track of your books. And I only do this once a week, and it takes me maybe a half an hour. And I dilly-dally around while I'm doing it. Like, I am not like zooming through it really fast. I could probably do it in 15 if I was like a zoomy fast person, or if I, you know, consciously decided to go faster. But I am not a super fast person at this juncture. I'm more analytic. I like to analyze things as I go along. But that's just me. So that's the overview of what I am doing to keep track of my income and expenses and how I know if I'm really making money or not. And one other thing I wanted to talk about is when I first got started, I was thinking that I needed to keep track of every single item I purchased and how much I paid for every single item. And you know what? That's not a bad idea all in all. But I feel like that's just too time consuming. And so I feel like if I just know how much money I spent on my COGS, there's another area over here for the COGS, my inventory total, then, you know, that's all I really need, because it's just the nature of eBay items when you're sourcing at thrift stores and you're just, you know, a general seller selling whatever, you know, the opportunity, whenever, the, you know, the items, what is it? The opportunistic items, let's just say, which could be anything, and I know many of us are in that boat. It's just too tedious. And I think, you know, if you are doing a lot of the same item over and over again, then sure, there needs to be a little more detailed information about all of those different types of items for you to analyze. But I think when you're just getting started, you don't necessarily need to keep track of every single item you bought and how much you paid for every single item. You just get the stuff in, you keep your running total, and you just try to sell. You know how much you pretty much paid for stuff. You know, if you just bought it. And that's another thing, you have a system down for when you're posting that at the time that you post and list, you know how much you bought that item for at that time. And maybe there are some ways to jog your memory about that, or you can, I have some ideas, but I'm not really keeping track specifically. I just know I pay more, I do a lot of clothes and I pay $1 or less, or sometimes $4 to $6 for something, just depending on what it is. So, and I pretty much remember, oh yeah, I paid full price for that one, you know. But yeah, so anyways, and then the other thing is any of my inventory that I have that just hasn't sold in, like, say 6 months or something, especially on the clothing, because those are sort of long tail items a lot of times, although I do try to stay away from long tails, but sometimes it just turns out that way. And I plan on liquidating them at a garage sale. So when I sell all that stuff at a garage sale, then I'll, you know, I'll have an income right here, and that'll be like my liquidation income. And so, you know, I think it'll all work out in the end. So that's my bookkeeping system, and look forward to some more videos that will show you how I do this specifically step by step for those of you that feel like you need a little more, or you want to see how I print these out and how I go through my process. I just think this is a very quick and easy way for you to get all the really important information, and you don't have to think about what information you need, and you don't have to sit down and make a spreadsheet. And I do have a spreadsheet that helps me calculate all of this, that makes it easier as well. So, so yeah, keep an eye out for that. Like I said, I just figured out how to do screen sharing, and I'm waiting for my microphone to come in. So that should be here any day. and then I can start doing screen sharing videos, and I'm really excited about finally being able to do that. So thank you so much for watching, and leave a comment if you found this helpful, or if you have any questions about anything. Thanks. Bye.